Happy Tuesday. Today is June 21st, the first official day of summer. Or is it the summer solstice, I think? I think this is the longest day of the summer in New York. I heard that somewhere recently. Anyway, happy June 21st. This is the 31st episode of season 4 of the Be Your Own Hero Show. I'm your host. I'm sekouwrites. I'm a professional creative, which means I do a lot of different creative things, like the fact that I'm an author and a journalist and a speaker. I'm also the creator of the Hero Ministry Movement, which is my effort to uplift and inspire people in general and the unhoused community in specific. So join me here Monday through Friday, 8:45 a.m. Central Time, where you can hear me talk about my journey of becoming my own hero. Shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me the space and opportunity to talk about my journey of becoming my own hero. And please check them out at ntmedia.org. That's It is in Nancy, T is in Tom, media.org. You can find out more about the other programs on the network and make a donation. All that said, quick disclaimer, I am not a personal trainer nor my financial advisor, so take what I say with a grain of salt, meaning do your own due diligence. All right, let's get into the show. So this is day 386. That means, I'm trying to get my angle right on. Like an angle. Anyway, this is day 386. That means I've been running every day, at least a mile a day for the past 386 days in a row. That is the Sekou Hero Charity Run. And I'm going to play the run story for today. Here we go. This is today's run story. And then we'll take it from there. Hold on one second while I get that queued up. Navigating. Here we go. Sekou Hero Charity Run, day 386. I've been running every day, at least a mile a day for 386 days in a row. Welcome to the Sekou Hero Charity Run. In the process, I've raised over $7,000 for 10 different charities, and we are now on charity number 11. Go to the link in the bio or just go to HeroCharityRun.com and make a donation. We are raising money for Back on My Feet nonprofit for this month, my birthday month. We're going to close this out this month. Let's go. HeroCharityRun.com. Okay, today's quick thought is showing up is more important than showing out. Yesterday, I ran 10 miles, and today I was feeling it a little bit, so I ran slow. I ran a slow 2 miles. But I showed up. And so my pace today wasn't as fast as my pace yesterday, but showing up builds the muscle of consistency, and the muscle of consistency will win over time. So don't worry if you can't show out, just make sure you show up. All right, later. Okay, so that is today's run report. Oh, this is fun. Good morning to Rev Mel and to Rev Mel's mom. That's pretty cool. All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so I'm just going to leave the Hero Charity Run link up so you guys can check it out and donate. Don't forget that the news story about me, the Channel 2 did, is there available as well. So check that out. And please spread the word. Please spread the word. Donate if you can. If you can't donate, please spread the word, because you never know who will be touched by the story, who will be reached by it, and who might decide to donate. I went in my head for a second there because I was thinking about this woman at the grocery store. I've got a fan at the grocery store, Turnip Truck. You may have heard me mention Turnip Truck. So, so she's seen the news story, and when I come into the grocery store to get a juice or something, she will start telling other people about me. She's like, have you seen him on the news? Have you seen him on the news? He runs for charity and he gives thousands of dollars to charity. Like she has the whole thing down. And even when I'm walking out of the grocery store, I can still hear her talking about me to other people. So anyway, the point is, you never know who you're influencing. And to the point of raising money this month, you never know who might be touched by the story. So please go to HeroCharityRun.com and spread the news, share the story. You never know who else out there might decide that they want to give to my fund for Back on My Feet. And just a reminder, Back on My Feet is a nonprofit. They're based in Philly. They combine two of the things I'm passionate about. They combine running with working with the unhoused community, and they put those things together. What they do is they go to different encampments and they teach the unhoused how to run, how to show up for themselves, how to be accountable to themselves. And that process builds their life back up from scratch. And so it's a really amazing program. I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to be raising money for it. So please donate. There's the link, herocharityRun.com. Okay, moving on. There was something else. Oh, yes. I am now an ambassador for a race. I am an ambassador for the Steps of Success 5K. And we might as well get started. Like, I'm an ambassador, so I might as well start spreading the news. So the Steps of Success 5K, the 12th annual, is coming up in 2 months. Let me put it up on the screen. All right, let me take my banner down so you can see everything. All right, there it is. There's the countdown down at the bottom. I'll scroll up so you can see. 2 months and 19 days. It's the 12th annual Steps of Success 5K and 1 mile fun run. This was created by Demetrius Short. He is the team captain of Black Men Run Nashville, and he's asked me to lend my support in terms of bringing the Hero Nation on over to support the 12th annual Steps of Success 5K. So you'll hear more about that after we wrap up the current Hero Charity Run. We'll get back over to the 12th annual Steps of Success 5K. But it's coming up in 2 months, folks. Coming right up. All right. And I'm happy to have been asked to be an ambassador for a race. That's very cool. Okay, moving on. Let's get to the Dice Roll Challenge. But before we do that, I'm going to give myself some fireworks because this is a triple anniversary month for me. This is my personal anniversary, meaning it's my birthday month. It's also the anniversary of the Hero Charity Run. And it's also the anniversary of this very show. So triple anniversary for me. And so we got to hit them with some fireworks. All right, there we go. All right, so that done. Let's do the dice roll. Yesterday's number was 1, very easy day for the first of the week. Second day of the week, 2. Oh, wow, we got a trend going. $1 for day 1 and $2 for day 2. Wow, that's very cool. So I'm just writing that down so I don't forget. Remember, you're moving this money out of your checking account and over into your savings account. You want to get it out, well, your investment account. You want to get it out of circulation. You want to put it aside in a place where you can invest it. And remember, you're trying to give yourself an A, not a B or a C. So a C is saving the money. Just saving the money, you get a C. Moving the money to a place where it's out of circulation is a B. And then investing the money is an A, right? So follow your process. Make sure you're getting straight A's. Make sure you're getting straight A's. Okay, moving on to Morning Zen. As you know, if you've been watching the show, I've been reading from finance books in the morning. I don't know what's going on, but the finance books are settling my spirit in the morning, and I've been reading more and more finance books early. So this little nugget comes to you from, here we go. Sorry, I didn't have my Kindle app pulled up. All right, so this little nugget comes to you from Bear Market Investing Strategies. Once again, Bear Market Investing Strategies. I just started reading this book because of questions that you guys had about the bear market and the coming recession. Okay, this is going to make you laugh. Or maybe it won't make you laugh, but it made me laugh. Okay. Ready? As a rule of thumb, if you ever hear the dumbest person you know begin to talk about stocks and the stock market, that's the time for you to get out. I'm sorry, it makes me laugh. Let me read it again. As a rule of thumb, if you ever hear the dumbest person you know begin to talk about stocks in the stock market, that's the time for you to get out. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. So we can replace stocks in the stock market with any financial instrument. So as a rule of thumb, if you ever hear the dumbest person you know begin to talk about cryptocurrency, then that's the time for you to get out. Or trading options, that's the time for you to get out. The point is, it's not about the financial instrument. The financial instrument is typically sound, but there are bubbles within each of these financial instruments. In other words, all of the financial industry moves in ebbs and flows, just like life, really. Huh. Just like life. Anyway, it moves in ebbs and flows, highs and lows, right? So there are bubbles, and then the bubble bursts, and then we move into another ebb and flow. So the point of this passage, this section of the book, is when there is widespread euphoria about a specific financial instrument, that's usually the time when the bubble is about to burst. That means whatever it is has become overvalued, it's about to burst, and it's time for you to get out before it bursts. So we can apply that easily to what's going on with cryptocurrency now, because there was all this euphoria, and I admit I got caught up in all the euphoria. There was all this euphoria, and now things are looking fairly grim for cryptocurrency. And that reminds me of the herd mentality. Is that from this book too? That might be from this book too. The herd mentality definition. Anyway, the herd mentality is a cognitive bias. Maybe it's not this book. Anyway, the herd mentality is a cognitive bias that we all have. The herd mentality states that basically when the herd turns its head to the left to look at something, we turn our heads to the left to look at something too. Basically, as a group, we do what the group is doing. And so the group has been getting very excited and actively interested in cryptocurrency. And the teachings of this book and other similar financial books have said over and over again, when the herd looks left, you look right. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done, but when the herd looks left, you look right. You have to build a defense mechanism into yourself to fight the impulse to do what the herd is doing. That's very tricky. So in the case of, I'm about to go off on a tangent. Let me not go off on a tangent. Let me finish my schedule, and then we'll come back to abundance in the stock market and cryptocurrency. All right, so abundance. Let's do our affirmation. We're going to do the same affirmation twice. We're getting it locked into our subconscious so that in times of stress and worry, it'll be right there when we need it. So here we go. I am so happy and grateful to be a multimillionaire in every area of my life. I am so happy and grateful to be a multimillionaire in every area of my life. Okay, say it with feeling, get it in your bones, know it here, and it will manifest out here. All right, and next is my reminder. If you only spend, you'll stay poor. If you only save, you'll stay middle class. If you really want to change your financial circumstances, you must invest. It's not optional. Okay, so all that said, I was just talking about cryptocurrency and I was about to get up on the soapbox. And there's so many things to say here. But the question on the table is, should we keep it? Nan was asking, should we keep it? And I'm answering that question by way of talking about some other things. So yesterday I was talking about the Fed. We defined what the Fed is, and the Fed is essentially the banking system of the United States of America. And I shared with you that I was traumatized and horrified to find out that the Fed is only responsible for reducing the rate of inflation to 2%, not to 1%, not to 0, to 2%. That is its acceptable minimum. And on top of that, the acceptable range is from 2 to 6%. That is the acceptable range of inflation as defined by the Fed, which is the banking system for the United States. So what's the point? The point is, unless you have your money invested with a return of investment of more than 6%, you're underwater. You are losing money consistently and persistently. It's just evaporating. The value is just draining out of it. And on top of that, the current interest rate is what? 8.6%, according to the recent announcements. 8.6%. You might as well call that 9. You call it 9, that's rounding up to 10. So we're talking about almost 10% inflation. Therefore, once again, you must have your money invested in a place where it's earning at least 10% just to maintain the value of your money. You got $1,000 set aside, but it's not earning 10%. It is evaporating slowly but surely based on inflation. The value of it is depreciating. But if it's invested at 10%, it's holding value. So really, 10% is just to hold value, right? Just to keep that $1,000 being worth $1,000. And then you can build on top of that to make even better investments and to grow your money. So how am I relating that to cryptocurrency? Well, the question is, what do we know? What do we know despite all the pomp and circumstance? And I gotta tell you, I got caught up in the fact that I was seeing cryptocurrency logos on sporting arenas. Like the arenas outside and also on the floor when there was a basketball game, that definitely got me caught up. But what do we know? Aside from the fact that there's a lot of money in it now, what do we know? What's the historical precedent? How was it done in the past? The only thing we know, let me just answer the question for you. The only thing we know is that it's volatile and that a lot of people have made money. Now, volatility is not necessarily a bad thing, but that's not a good thing for a buy and hold strategy. Volatility is excellent for trading. The number one thing you need, I guess you don't need it, but the number one thing that makes it easier to trade is volatility, meaning the item is up or down, it's up or down, it's up or down. So you're buying low, you're selling high, you're buying low, you're selling high. If you know how to sell against the downside, which is to short it, then you can even make money on the downside. I'm not going to talk about that because I don't even understand how that works. But the point is, when there's high volatility, you have lots of opportunities to get in low and sell high. So for cryptocurrency, the high volatility makes it great for trading. Like that is the high win rate in cryptocurrency. If you really want to win in naked cryptocurrency, you need to learn how to trade it, because then you're guaranteed to get your money. Like I've told a lot of stories on this show about people who've made a lot of money in cryptocurrency. What I realize now is that most of those people took their money out of the system at some point. Like they left some in, but they cashed in their chips for some of the cryptocurrency, and they realized that gain in money. And then they were able to do things with that money. They were able to buy houses, buy real estate, invest in other assets because they took the money out. Because as long as it's in, it's speculative, it's net worth. And you can use net worth, but because cryptocurrency is so volatile and moves so quickly, you would have to move very, very quickly to take advantage of that net worth before it changes. So where am I going? I am listing the ways that where you could have let's describe a number to it. Let's just say a 90th percentile chance of winning. Now I'm just arbitrarily making up numbers, but I want to be sure to say that it's not 100% chance. There are no 100% chances, right? But the 90th percentile win in cryptocurrency, I see 3 ways to do that. Number one, you learn how to trade and trade it. Because then you can take your money right out. That money is realized in your wallet, in your account. So that's number one. Number two, you can bet on other people who are career financial people, like Cathie Wood. I've said here many times that she is very actively interested in cryptocurrency. She has a fund, an ETF, that buys cryptocurrency. So you can just buy her fund. Because if Cathie Wood ever realizes that something is amiss, that she needs to get rid of, let's say, Coinbase and buy something else, she'll do it without having to check with you. She's not going to call you and be like, hey, Sekou, you think I should sell this? No, she's been a career financial person. So she is just going to make the moves that she needs to make to correct. And she's had time on task practicing getting past her own biases. And getting past your own biases is the whole thing. That's the whole thing, because your biases, your cognitive biases, are amplified in terms of money. So she's had a lot of experience getting past her biases. So, for example, she's not going to just hope and wish and pray it's going to turn around. She's going to analyze the data. And if the data says it's not going to turn around, she's going to shift. So back to my list. Number one, you can learn how to trade cryptocurrency. Number two, you can invest in people who are career financial people and just ride their coattails. So you can buy into Kathy Wood's ETF that covers cryptocurrency. And yes, people make mistakes, but the idea is that if she makes a mistake, she'll be able to correct it faster than you or I would be able to. So those are the two ways that I see to really win for sure in cryptocurrency. Buy and hold does not seem to be viable. And it could turn out to be viable, but at this moment, at this current juncture, it does not seem to be viable to buy and hold cryptocurrency. It seems much more viable to either learn how to trade it or ride someone else's coattails who knows what they're doing. So that's my answer about cryptocurrency. And my point about what's going on with the Fed, I just want to repeat that, is the Fed has an accepted range of loss, let's just call it loss, of money from 2 to 6%, right? And therefore, you must be invested at a rate of return that's higher than that to just keep your money at the value, at the face value, okay? And the following thing to that, the following note is, Biden has said that he is empowering the Fed to fix inflation. And I just learned just now that when they try to fix inflation, typically a recession is triggered, which is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling that they aren't the same thing, that fixing the inflation doesn't also fix the recession. But apparently not. Apparently fixing the inflation is like threading the needle. And it usually triggers a recession, which means a recession is coming. I mean, a recession is always coming, right? There will always be another recession. But the fact that Biden just said, hey, I'm relying on the Fed to fix this, means that the recession is coming faster. We're already in a bear market, and we defined that recently. A bear market is defined as the market being 20% down from the previous high. But we have not hit yet a deep bear market. A deep bear market is when it hits 50 to 60% and stays there for a protracted period of time. And that typically leads into a recession. Now, where am I going with all this? Where am I going with all this? Where I'm going is, this is exactly the time to not be scared. And how you prevent yourself from being scared is by learning more. I'm gonna take you all the way back to the alligator on the golf course. I hope you saw that video when I showed it. There was an alligator on the golf course. All the golfers were ignoring it, or not ignoring it, were running away from it. And this one golfer just walks up, touches it on the tail, alligator runs off into the pond. Why? Because that golfer grew up around alligators. He knew that if you touch them in a certain spot, they don't like it and they'll run away. Knowledge is what made that alligator less dangerous. And so if you're afraid of what's happening right now in terms of the bear market, in terms of the looming recession, in terms of everything, you must learn more. And by learning more, it will become less dangerous. By learning more, you will figure out what to do and how to move. You can't stop the recession. You can't fix inflation. Like, wringing your hands and being worried about it will not change it. But you can make financial moves that benefit you and your family, possibly for generations. Like, recessions are where fortunes are made. That's what everything says. Everything in this vein, this book and other books like it, recessions are where fortunes are made. So don't be scared of it. Learn more about it. Okay, I did really good on time today. I'm proud of myself. So let me check the chat since I've done good on time. All right. Shout out to Rev Mel and Rev Mel's mom again. Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Pam. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. Again, I am learning this all myself now, and I am shocked and amazed that no one taught us this information. What? Like how am I just finding out that there is a specific definition for bear market? That it specifically means 20% down from the past high. That makes it automatically less scary to me. I'm like, all right, 20% down. Oh, okay, it's down, but it's not down that far. And all right, here I go, about to start another thing. Stop me, somebody stop me. Okay, so we all know the adage, buy low, sell high, right? We've all heard that. But what defines the point at which it's low? Guess what? Bear market, deep bear market, recession. These are the things that define the low point of a financial instrument. So when people say buy low, sell high, they're talking about bear market, deep bear market, recession. They're talking about buying at the very bottom when everyone else is panicking, when everyone else is losing their mind. They're talking about buying then and then riding it back up over years, over decades, over generations. You'll be able to do that because you got it so low. And that's creating generational wealth. But in order to do that, you have to get past your cognitive biases. You have to get past your fear. You have to be willing to buy when everyone else is selling. And that's the hard part, isn't it? Okay, so before I start a whole nother show, let me tap out there. Stay tuned for prayer time coming up at 10:15, and then stay tuned for Sit with Rev Melissa at 10:30. I'm talking about Eastern time now. And remember to keep doing. In this case, keep doing means learn more. Don't be satisfied with just what we talk about here. Go Google the things that I talked about today that piqued your curiosity. Go Google bear market. Ooh, go Google the tulip debacle. Now, that'll keep you busy for a while. Yeah, go Google that. Anyway, doing in this instance applies to learning. Make sure you learn more so that what's happening now becomes less dangerous. So keep doing, be a hero, be your own financial hero. And remember that now is better than perfect in terms of all things, but especially in terms of investing. So go invest today. I'll see you tomorrow. Later.